had a yoga teacher, my very first teacher. She would say, eyes on your own mat. And I was like, why is she always saying this? And then finally when I started taking classes with people who were doing handstands and forearm stands and chin stands, and I was like, now I get it, because if you keep looking around, you're going to compare yourself, and you shouldn't.
Yeah. And you won't be able to focus.
No, you won't. And then you'll mess up, because you'll start thinking, why can't I do that? And then all of a sudden you're falling out of your pose because you're supposed to be focused on your breath.
Right. That's so true.
Yes.
Okay. Explain the breathing.
Okay. So, what we do in most forms of yoga, except maybe yin. We didn't talk about yin, but yin is more of a style where it's more of a surrender. And so yin is not about forcing. It's just about letting your body melt into the poses. So that would be the only probably practice where you don't use ujjayi breath. Ujjayi breath is basically inhaling through your nose and exhaling through your nose, but kind of letting your throat have like an audible whisper as you're doing it. The best way I can explain it is Darth Vader breath. So almost like this. And it's actually a lot harder to inhale than it is to exhale. So like I'm constantly focusing on my inhale.
Where should it be coming from?
Really, yes, from down here.
Okay.
But you're always supposed to be breathing while you're practicing.
So does it matter if you're coming in or out of a pose, if you're inhaling or exhaling?
Yes. Wait, inhaling is for lifting, exhaling is for folding.
Okay.
So a lot of times we'll say, we're raising up, inhale, then you're going to fall down, you're going to exhale.
That makes sense to me.
Yeah.
I never heard that.
Because some teachers don't teach you that, but I've had two teachers that have taught me that.
That makes sense. Inhale up, exhale down. So even if you're on the floor and you're
you're going to inhale.
Okay, so like warrior, you're still standing, but you're going out into
you know what? And then sometimes you're inhaling and exhaling depending on how long you're holding a pose.
Gotcha. Okay.
So, but when you're coming up, let's say you're coming up from down dog, you're going to be inhaling, exhaling. You're going to inhale to warrior. So from down dog, you would inhale to warrior.
Okay.
You know.
Okay. So beginning a pose and ending a pose.
Yeah, and
but it should feel natural though, not like forced.
Yeah, well, and also in the beginning you're just focusing on the breath and just
get it done and not be overwhelmed. What do I breathe in?
I breathe out. And a lot of times when you start working, like when you start going through the flow, you'll forget. Like sometimes I'll forget and I'll have to go, oh, I'm not breathing, and go back. And the teacher, a good teacher. See, sometimes teachers start talking, but they'll tell you to check in with your breath and they'll guide you, like inhale, exhale, inhale, so you'll remember. Because it's hard in the beginning to keep track of all the inhaling and exhaling.
You're going to show us a few poses?
I will. Okay, so we talked about vinyasa and sun salutation, so I guess we can do that one. So I'm going to go through a sun salutation, which is what I call a vinyasa. We're going to start with our feet on the mat, close together. If that's uncomfortable, you can always take your feet apart a little bit, and we're going to breathe in and inhale and take our arms above our head and look up. Then we're going to exhale and forward fold. And then we're going to inhale again and look forward. Then we're going to step back into a chaturanga, and this is going to be basically all one kind of inhale movement. So we're going to inhale and then right and left, and we're going to go down into like a half push-up, and then we're going to push up into upward dog, or if you can't do upward dog, you can always just leave your legs on the mat into a cobra pose, and then we're going to exhale into downward dog. And then that's the basic sun salutation. If I didn't have a lot of time, I basically would just grab my mat at home and do 3 rounds of sun salutation, and then just kind of maybe add in a few balancing poses, or if I have more time, but definitely just some sun salutations to warm up my spine, warm up my body.
What would a balancing pose look like for a beginner?
For tree pose is a good one, and you just put your foot close to your ankle, above your ankle, like on your calf. And you basically can bring your hands to heart center, and it's just, you're just balancing. And it has a calming sensation. It kind of relaxes you. And then if you feel like, oh, this is easy, you could take your hands up. Or if you feel like, oh, this is too easy, you could take your leg up higher, and it gets a little bit harder. But that's one. You know, and then half moon is a little more complicated. I wouldn't necessarily recommend that one for a beginner, but you know, I also just like to do like maybe a back bend. So I guess to show you. So maybe camel pose, and this is also a little tricky too, but beginners can still do this. They can just come up on their toes like that, and maybe not go as far back as I'm gonna go, but then I just kind of start breathing, and I slowly reach my arms back. This can be tricky if you're a beginner, so you can always just leave your hands like this. And back bends are really good. I mean, because we're constantly hunched over like this. So we're reversing all that computer texting and all that stuff, and we're opening up our heart, and we're stretching our shoulders. So I like to do that. A back bend a day. Keep the doctor away. It's good for everything. Anxiety, stress, like anything you could think of. Back bends are great.
Do you feel like, I guess depending on your mood, if you want to burn an incense or have some music playing?
Yes, okay. So at home I do play, I'll put on like some music that I can just flow to, and I'll just start flowing and doing whatever. You know, because in class, you're basically following the teacher, so at home, I'll just kind of like, oh, well, I want to do this, and I'll just kind of go through some poses. But yeah, and I love to burn incense and all that stuff, so I might set the mood. Sometimes I'll do like candlelight yoga, and I'll light some candles, and it's very relaxing, and it just is perfect like for a slow flow. I won't do anything major, but just to kind of unwind. But yes, I definitely am at home with the music.
Thank you so much for showing us those poses.
Oh, you're welcome.
I would have been in there too, you guys, but you know, I ain't want her to embarrass you and nothing, you know, no, I was playing.
No, but yoga is for everyone.
Yeah, it is. I do try to I try to do something in the morning, whether it's to not reach for my phone first.
Yes.
Breathe a little bit.
Yes.
I meditate, but in yoga you can do your meditation too. That's like you're meditating and working out and building up your body strength. So that's definitely a good way to get a twofer. Look, to get up and do the yoga. Okay, so you spoke a little bit earlier about having your son do the yoga with you as well.
Okay, now that he's older, it's a little bit more of a challenge, but kids are great because they are always imitating what we do, whether we realize it or not. So a lot of times he'll see me doing something and he's like, I can do that. And I mean, he can do a lot because they're very flexible at that age. So I was trying to like get my shoulder, my leg behind my shoulder, and he was like, I can do that, and he could actually almost do it. So so I just try to get him to even just do some. We're not necessarily going to do sun salutations, but we'll do poses. And then I'll try to make it cool, and I'll be like, well, make up a pose. And he came up with the Spider-Man pose. So, but just to get him, also kids are constantly on the phones and the iPods. So a lot of little back bends and stuff to get his posture better. And we do little breathing exercises. But it's the perfect time to start them young so that they have the foundation. And then he can just keep growing. Because now you see a lot of athletes doing yoga, so I try to tell them, like, real guys do yoga.
It helps you too, I guess, when you're in those moments. Like, everybody tends to be, but adults can handle it a little better than children when there's a stressful situation. Kind of teaching them to be still and refocus and center before you physically do something. Like you're able to think about what it is that you're about to do before you do it. Okay, so what about spending quality time with your significant other if they're open.
Definitely. So right now what's really big is acro yoga, and I don't know if you've seen that online, but that's where, you know, someone is the base, and then I don't know what they call the person on top, but you have a partner and you guys are doing a series of poses and you're lifting your partner. So I think that's a really good way for couples to bond. But even in yoga class, I constantly see couples that are in there together doing yoga. I think it's a wonderful thing, and it's beneficial for everyone. I actually was just introducing a friend of mine to yoga, and he's a guy, so, you know, and it was funny. It was funny, but it was like, he was really getting into it, and he was like, okay. And I'm like, yeah, this is good, because, you know, just working out, a lot of times men, they might run or just work out, but they're not necessarily getting that mental, you know, stillness that yoga gives you. They may not be meditating, and then just helping protect your body from injuries. So a lot of times, if you're lifting weights and stuff, your shoulders, you may have a shoulder injury, you may have some kind of hamstring injury. So I feel like yoga is beneficial for that. So I think it's great when you can find somebody to do yoga with, because, you know, there's strength in numbers.
Yes, definitely. And for them to get over that macho stuff.
Yeah, well, it's funny because they think, you know what, it's funny, guys are really, women are, it's easier for us because of the way our bodies are built. So, but one of my best yoga teachers is a male, and he really could smoke anybody. So it's just interesting, you know, and I've been in class with some of these guys, and at first they were really stiff and rigid, and now they can just do a lot of poses, even sometimes more than I can. I'm like, wow.
And it's good to see their progress, too, if you in the same classes. And I guess your own, too, of course. You have to tap yourself on the shoulder. If you can now put your leg behind your shoulder.
Well, that's right. That's a goal. That's a goal. But yeah, but you know what? The funny thing is, yoga is really a journey, because even when you do get the hard poses, there'll be poses I'll be working on for like a year, and I'll get it. And I'll be,
a year?
A year. And I'll be happy. And then I'll be like, okay, what's next? So you're continuously learning and growing.
Well, I want to thank you so much for opening up your home.
Definitely. This was fun.
I appreciate it.
Thanks.
And thank you for tuning in to another Moments with me. Thank you so much for your emails and your questions. I hope I'm helping you and guiding you and getting you in a frame of mind to stay positive every day. You know, we all encounter things that are not so great and positive, and we need to turn it around and make it a positive situation. And meditation and yoga helps to recenter you in those moments when you need to handle something that could take you out of your body. You want to, you know, like getting cut off on the road instead of throwing that finger up. Just breathe. Well, thank you again, and thank you.
Thank you.
And I'll see you next time.